We purchased this property with the intention of opening a brewery and a brew pub, and it ended up, our business model has been not to pull out loans. And so in order to do that, we wanted a way to create some income on the property that we could use towards that dream. We opened up and started with Airbnb on the cabin once we did get that renovated, and it was doing better than we could have anticipated. And we eventually started slowly getting weddings, and then from the weddings that expanded into a need to renovate the second building into another Airbnb, which was to open actually the week after the fire happened. And so the money that was raised on the property stayed here and was supposed to kind of help us kickstart that venture into the brewery. So my husband Art and I both have two different types of connections with Mackenzie. For myself, it'd been where I had been coming here often doing hiking and sightseeing and just spending time in the forest, in the woods. His background here for the Mackenzie life has been a forest ranger stationed out at the Mackenzie station here. And as we were working on the property, we had this idea of, why don't we get married out here? And it was just a beautiful setting. It was where our heart was. We wanted something small and intimate with family who had helped him through his life and family that had helped me through mine. So we had about 40 guests, and he built an altar for our wedding because we had always talked about maybe expanding and having weddings here. But it was his idea. He was very passionate about our wedding being the first on the property. And he built the altar, which, you know, was one of the first things we noticed was still standing after the fire. And it means a lot to us. And it's meant a lot to some of the other folks who have had their weddings here, to be able to still see that. And it's a good memory for them as well. And they've all reached out to us and have said, you know, as soon as that brewery is open, we're coming, we're your first guests. When I was doing the wedding portion, I really tried hard to keep business on the river, connecting with multiple different businesses here. We were kind of very all-inclusive. When they would book a wedding with us, we had, hooked up with Vinny's Barbecue to do catering. We had Pretty Petal Flowers doing all the flowers for the weddings. I had recently connected with Sarah at Serendipity in order to say, hey, we have some smaller weddings and also bridal showers and things like that. Would you be willing to come and help us with that, to be able to bring business to them, but it also helped us in the end too. After this all happened and Art and I really sat down and we're trying to figure out, where do we go from here? Do we let the property sit? Do we go back and we had this linear thought in our grief of just fixing everything up exactly the way it was and starting from scratch? And we kind of both came to this conclusion of why, we have a clean slate. We can build as we see fit and what it needs to look like. Why not start on this? And our hope was to make a statement for the community, to let them know that we are going to stay, that we want to be able to provide jobs, that tourism will come back. They have to pass through this way, and we just want people to know that this isn't the end, not just for ourselves, but to encourage other businesses to make this decision to kind of stay with us.